guys, it's just Call Me J Nicole. I'm letting the redhead out today for the first time. I have not worn it completely out, but that is not why I am here with you all today. As you guys know, I'm trying to live life out loud and walk in my truth. And over the weekend, I actually sorry guys, you guys know I record in the car, so just in case you see craziness on either side of me, or if I have a bit of road rage, because it is a rainy day here in Georgia thanks to Hurricane Nate. Anyhow, so back to the matter of hand. I was watching Ayala's Fix My Life, and it was actually 2 different episodes that I actually caught. The first one, I guess, was a repeat. It was about a gentleman who had been incarcerated for 8 years, and in essence, who he was when he went in, he's trying not to be that person, but he wears so many things of his past on him. And when I say on him, like, you know, she's really good about the
Continue
visuals.
straight for 7 minutes to I-75 South.
That's my GPS, by the way. I'm going to a breast cancer event, so that's why I'm a little glam today. But anyhow, so the gentleman is trying to not wear all these, I guess, past experiences and just things from his past into this new relationship. Not really new, his marriage, because when he went in, the young lady he was dating held him down, like literally for 8 years. She waited for him. She was 20 years old when he went in, so she was 28 when he came out, and they got married. So it was she exposed a lot of the demons. She being Ayala exposed a lot of the demons and everything. So, you know, he, from the update at the end of the show, seems to be in a pretty good place, and they're moving forward really well in the relationship. But one thing that he said that stuck with me is that he acted out because he wanted his dad. His dad was an alcoholic. And so even when he was present, he was not present. Because if you guys know anything about alcoholics or just addicts, period, even when they're there, they're not there. Their physical shell is there, but their mental capacity is so inebriated that they actually do more harm than good by being present. I have an aunt who is a recovering addict for 30 plus years now. Praise be to God that she was able to overcome those demons. Ironically, her daughter's father is, I can't say that he's a recovering addict, but he has been an addict most of his life and most of her life. And I've seen the emotional battles that it caused my cousin all of her life. She actually was raised, her and I were raised like sisters, realistically. We were always in the same household, whether it was at my grandmother's house or my own house with my mom, my dad, my sister, and my brother. So with all that to say, he just said he just wanted his dad, and upon his release, he couldn't even like deal with that, because he said, you know, he had promised his dad that once he was released, you know, he was going to get him, he was going to move him in, he was going to take care of him and everything, because that's all he wanted was his daddy. Long story short, dad was still a huge alcoholic, and he didn't want that. I think the guy's name was Turk. That's his nickname. His real name was Tab. Check that episode out. It's very deep. But he said that, you know, he didn't want that in his household. He didn't want that around his kids. So he knew from being a child that he didn't want the effects of being in a household with an addict to be in his own household as an adult with his own children. So he knew that. But he had a battle of, do I want to take care of my dad like I promised him and move him in with all the what's going on with him, or do I really want to just give him time to work on himself and let me protect my family? Keyword is protect. Okay, guys? that thing ate at him so because his dad ended up dying. I don't think they went into detail about what
Watch out, vehicle stopped on
caused his
shoulder
death.
ahead.
Okay, there's an accident or a car or something coming up, so I'm paying attention, guys. But it ate away at him because his dad died before he fulfilled a promise that he had made to his dad, which was
In
to
1
take
mile.
care of him.
Exit right to I-75 South.
So now I'm going to get off the exit. You guys just bear with me. I'm trying my best to be a safe driver. There goes the car that they were telling me about. And so my exit is approaching. But anyhow, guys, it was deep to hear a child who is conflicted with taking care of his daddy, whose family, and protecting his family from his daddy. You know what I mean? And the reason why I said it's deep is because right now I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I am plagued, and if I'm shouting, I apologize. I can never tell. I'm on my auxiliary cord recording, so I don't know how clear it's coming through. I know it picks up the wind and the rain and the bumps and everything, so be patient with me. So anyhow, I feel like because I did not have my biological father in the house, and my stepfather, who's, I told you guys, we don't use step, that's my daddy. But even with him being in the house, I love the fact that he was present, but he was not present. He was an alcoholic. He's going to tell me to get on the
Exit
exit.
right to I-75 South.
My mom was his voice as an older teenager, and then later on as an adult. I actually had an argument with my mom, and it wasn't a disrespectful one. It was just one coming from a very loving place to tell her that I needed my daddy to talk to me. I didn't need for her to vocalize whatever he thought or he felt, because if you guys know, that's just like telephone. It can be misconstrued, it can be misconveyed, it can just be that my mama was lying.
In 1.5 miles. Exit 259, I-285.
Okay, guys,
Watch out, hazard reported ahead.
it's probably a lot of hazards on the road today because it is ugly out here. And if it was not for the fact that I try to do my best to support breast cancer, I will be at home in my PJs still, probably with my head wrapped up, because it was looking, as a matter of fact, when I took my hair down to wash it today, my youngest son told me that I looked like a troll, and I couldn't do anything but laugh because I felt like a troll. But anyhow, guys, my dad was there, but my mom controlled everything. And so as an adult or as a teenager, preparing myself to be in a relationship that will eventually and hopefully lead to marriage, I looked for things that were similar to my dad because he was a hard worker. He was always present. He was a good daddy, guys. He was a great daddy. I mean, I love this man as if his blood coursed through my veins. And we both know, the whole household, the whole family knows, but it's never stopped us for being family. It never stopped him for taking care of me as if I was his own, and I'm so thankful for that. And I had no other models in my life because my biological father was murdered when I was 6, so I didn't have that. So he was the best thing in my life. But even with that being said, it was so many holes that were there in my life that I could not overcome alone. And so because I could not overcome those things alone, and because I didn't realize what I was dealing with, I didn't get counseling behind those issues. When I tried to go to counseling for those issues, I felt some kind of way talking about them, so I stopped going to counseling. And I ended up selecting men and guys, boys in my life that did no good for me. They were not who God had destined to be for my life. Fast forward, I meet my husband. As you guys already know, it ain't a pretty thing all the time. We have our good points and our bad points, just like most relationships. However, I feel like if I had to tabulate the number of good versus bad, bad will often win in this case. I actually was cleaning up this weekend and found a letter that he had sent to me probably within the first 6 to 8 months of our relationship, and it was discussing how we often fight. He was like, we always fight, and that's something that has been so very present in our relationship from the beginning. And it's weird when you're in it, you don't always see it for what it was, or because it's been 19 years that we've been together, that you forget some of the stuff that you've gone through, because
In 1,000 feet, exit right.
it really becomes habitual. It seems normal. The normalcy of the abnormal rather becomes normal, and so you sort of fade and tune that out.
Exit right to exit 259, I-285.
I'm also seeing patterns, not just in my own life, but in my husband's life. His parents were together, and I believe they were together until he was about 12, and then his daddy exited the relationship. From what I understand, I have heard mixed stories about it. His mother's siblings say that she ran off his dad, but his dad had an addiction, and it wasn't drinking or smoking or anything like that. It was gambling. My husband has pretty much the same issue. He has a gambling problem. He doesn't feel like it's a gambling problem because he thinks that he can control
Stay
it.
to the right to I-285 East, Greenville, Augusta.
Most addicts think the same way. They think that they can control their addiction, but truth be told, it can't. There's going to be something always gnawing at you that tells you that you need to do.
Watch out,
or you
vehicle
need
stopped
to
on shoulder ahead.
feed your craving. And for him, his craving is to win, and his craving is money. So anyhow, another pattern that I've realized is that his mom is just very unhappy. I love my mother-in-law just like I love my husband. If it was not for her, he would not be here. Her and I had an awesome relationship in the very beginning of our relationship, probably up until our first child was born. And I'm not really sure why at that point, but things change, and it may have been my mom and other people saying, well, you know, mothers of sons oftentimes have that tug of war with the heart, because, you know, you raise what you feel is the perfect man for you, and you have to give
Continue
that
straight for 5 minutes
person
to
up.
exit 27, State Route 400, US 19, Atlanta.
And
Coming.
then on the other end, it's she knew it was time to let him go. And if you are a parent who's not ready to let your child go, that can be a very hard thing to do.
Watch out, fog reported ahead.
I am actually going through that tidbit now. My oldest son is in his junior year in high school. I know I don't look it. He has a hot mom. But I am ready for him to leave because I want him to experience life. I want to see him be victorious in the adult part of his life without having to need me and want me. I want to see that. I can't wait to see the great things that God has planned for him. But in the same token, I'm like, oh Jesus, this boy don't know how to do this. He don't need that. He's gonna need his mama. And if he go off to college, I'm gonna just have to. I mean, seriously, guys. I mean, I'm not that bad, but you know.
Find out what you.
Sorry, guys. Lost my auxiliary connection for a moment. But no, seriously, I am torn with the notion of letting go and being okay with him and whatever happens in life, because most parents are. And then I am also torn with the notion of him being the adult and knowing that I've given him the tools that he needs to survive in life. But with all that being said, with my mother-in-law, if the fact is that she really did push my father-in-law away, I could
Watch
see
out,
some of
vehicle
those.
stopped on shoulder ahead.
I love my GPS, by the way. I could see the same characteristics in my husband. I can see him trying to push me away. I can see the unhappiness in his life, and through his body language, through the way that he speaks to me. And I'm a strong believer that the way that a man treats his mom is oftentimes indicative of how he's going to treat you. But I felt like back then, and love is blind. You see what you want to see in the beginning. You go in with rose-colored glasses, and once those glasses are removed and things are revealed to you, you feel really stupid. But you should not be, because it's just unfortunately part of life. The learning experiences are part of life, and being blind sometimes is part of life, because if we were woke all the time, some of the experiences and hardships that we went through or are going to go through would not serve the purpose of teaching us the more important things in life. Okay? Today was this weekend in general was an example of that. I take that back even farther. Our anniversary was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. And we had been talking about it because I had let him know, look, this is what's not going to happen. We're not going to go through another year of not celebrating us if we're still married, okay? Point blank period, okay? If we are together, we're going to celebrate us, good, bad, or indifferent. Because after the hell that I went through with you for 2015 and 16, you owe me just as much as I owe you to celebrate something. And if we're not going to celebrate, we need to just go our separate ways, because that's not what we're here for. We are not here to just be here, because that ain't what I married you for. And I let him know that just recently, that I didn't marry you for, I'm sorry, I have incoming messages from my sister-in-law. But I had to let him know. So we have these plans, and we have a rental property that we're trying to get someone into. It's costing him lots of money because he's doing it out of pocket, trying to
In 1
maintain.
mile, exit right to exit 27, State Route 400, US 19, Atlanta, coming. Then stay to the right.
Then say the right, guys. But we had a lot of stuff going on. Boys had events that they had to attend, trying to get someone into the rental property. He's
Police
working
report ahead.
2 jobs. He's working 2 jobs, and I appreciate all the hard work that he does for our family. That does not go unsaid, never. And it doesn't have to be prompted. That's one thing that I constantly tell him that I appreciate, is that way back when, almost 20 years ago, when we were dating, I saw that thing in him and knew that hell or high water, he was going to make
Exit
sure
right
that
to exit 27,
our
State
family was
Route
taken care of
400,
financially.
US 19, Atlanta, coming. Then stay to the right to State Route 400 South, Buckhead, Atlanta.
Sorry, I'm popping gum. Anyhow, we
Stay to the right. Then stay to the left to State Route 400 South, Buckhead, Atlanta.
I'm trying to see if she's gonna say something else back. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. My GPS keeps talking. Anyhow, so fast forward, week is here. I'm excited because all I really want is some quality time and some alone time with my husband. He knows it.
Stay to the left to State Route 400 South, Buckhead,
And then she's gonna say
Atlanta.
something else. He knows that's all I really care about when it comes down to the bottom dollar. All the riches and silver and the gold, those are wonderful to have. But guess what? It does not show me, and it does not equate to love. It just doesn't. having a 5-carat ring does not mean that your husband loves you more than my husband loves me. It just means that your husband may have more money
Watch
or
out,
better credit
vehicle
than
stop
mine.
on shoulder ahead.
And that's okay. But what I would rather have is time. And there's that saying, would you rather have a man with money or a man with, time, for him to give time? And I would definitely take the
2.7
man
miles.
with time.
Exit to exit 2, State Route 141 connector, Lennox Road, Buckhead.
Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up because I'm coming up on 20 minutes. I feel like I've just been rambling. But there's a bigger story to this. We did nothing on the plans that he had. Just somehow fell through. My feelings were extremely hurt, and my attitude changed. I had a 2-year-old, attitude. I was like, So when I finally talked to him, I said, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I was quite disappointed. My feelings are hurt. His reasoning for us not doing something was because I refused to go do some volunteer work for the oldest son's school. Yeah, that was some BS. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. And I let him know then. I said, there's something bigger going on that you're not willing to, and ready to address, but I'll let you have that. But what I will let you know is that that's some BS, and I don't appreciate it. You still owe me. And if you don't want to be here, leave. I have no problem with parting ways, and he knows it. I'm not trying to stay somewhere where I'm not loved and I'm not being fulfilled. Period. I'm not trying to hold someone hostage. If they don't want to be there, leave them alone. A lot of us make that mistake of trying to make someone stay with us. I'm over that. I'm not 18. I'm not 19. I'm not a teenager. I'm a grown woman, and I can accept where I am, who I am,
In 1
and
mile.
I can meet you where you
Exit
are.
right to exit 2, State Route 141 connector, Lennox Road, Buckhead.
But I refuse.
Then stay to the right.
But I refuse to meet you where you are and then stay where you are. Okay? Over the week, he's had a horrible attitude. This weekend, even worse. And he comes in today after I try to call him and tell him that my event time had changed. Real bad attitude, real funky. And I just let him know, you know what? I don't know how in the world we got married. And I'm tired of it, and you're not going to talk to me like how you want to talk to me. You're not going to treat me like how you want to treat me. And that's that. And I wish you nothing but the best and blessings, but I'm gone. And just very argumentative with me. And,
Exit right to exit 2, State Route 141 connector, Lennox Road, Buckhead. Then stay to the right to State Route 141 connector west, Piedmont Road.
so after
Stay
everything,
to the right to State Route 141 connector west, Piedmont Road.
so I leave, get ready to leave the house. And as I'm walking out, he goes, hey, will you be back by 7? I'd like to go to the movies. Nope. Learn to be busy,
In
girls.
900 feet, turn left on Tower Place Drive.
Learn to be busy. Learn to be unavailable, because oftentimes, and not just women, men do the same thing. Oftentimes people think that they can make us dance like puppets. My husband knows that all I want is time. And he was ready for me to cower and say, yeah. But I need to let him know, no. Just like how you want to put me off on the back burner. And it's not a tit for tat situation. But sometimes you have to teach people how to treat you. I was available then because it was something that we had
Turn
planned
left
to do.
on Tower Place Drive.
But unfortunately, I'm unavailable. Okay? I even driving before I started recording this thought like, shoot, I
In
should
900
probably
feet, turn right on Tower Place Drive.
I should probably call him and tell him, well, this event is over at 6. I'll probably get home by 7 if you still want to go. And I'm like, you know what? Nope. I'm not going to cower down. I'm going to push through with what I have already set forth and set in motion. Because at the end of the day, I want him to know that I'm here because I want to be. I'm not here because I have to be. I love you, I want to be with you. But under no circumstances will you put restrictions and circumstances in place just for me and you.
Turn
to be
right on
together.
Tower Place Drive.
It should never be like that. And I'm in a place, guys, where I make my own happiness. I'm no longer waiting for someone to define what my
In
happiness
400
should
feet.
be.
Turn right on Tower Place Drive. Then turn left.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find this parking
Turn
space.
right on Tower Place Drive. Then turn left on Highland Drive Northeast.
But no, I'm not. I'm not going to wait for anyone to make me a priority. I'm no longer going to wait for someone to make me happy. If I want to be happy, I have to learn to be happy with where I am and who I am. But guys, I just wanted
Turn
to
left
bring
on
that
Highland
to you.
Drive Northeast.
I know most of
Then
mine.
turn right on Terminus Place.
I know most of this is me ranting, but I just wanted to share that because I know that this word is going to be for someone who's out there who has experienced something like what I experienced today. So until next time, guys, this is just call me Jane Nicole, J Nikki,
Turn right on Terminus Place.
and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope that you're drier than I'm about to be when I get out of this car. I hate my feet being wet, by the way. But
You've
peace out,
arrived
guys.
at your destination.